This is a channel where I talk frequently about illegal drugs and how bad they are. Illegal drugs are really bad. And I honestly couldn't possibly even explain, drugs are just horrible for you.
No good, really bad for you.
They're just not good, okay? But anyway, because they're illegal and the government knows best. Anyway, so here we have a study. Scientists find that psychedelic mushroom microdoses can improve mood and mental health. Now again, this is impossible because drugs are illegal and things that are illegal are bad. Like evading your taxes, also really bad. Just don't break the law, everybody. But anyway, psychedelic microdosers noted multiple improvements compared to non-microdosing peers. Further evidence on the therapeutic potential of microdosing has been revealed by the latest research to examine how tiny amounts of psychedelics can impact mental health. In the study, which was recently published in Nature Scientific Reports, 953 people taking regular, small amounts of psilocybin and a second group of 180 people that were not microdosing were tracked. This latest research to come from the Microdose.me project was led by University of British Columbia Okanagan's Dr. Zach Walsh and doctoral student Joseph Rootman. Look, what a cool name, Rootman. Who are you? I'm the Rootman. Whoa. Participants in the 30-day study were asked to complete a number of assessments to evaluate mental health, symptomology, mood, and measures of cognition. For instance, to measure psychomotor ability, a smartphone finger tap test was integrated into the study. This can be used as a marker for neurodegenerative disorders, including Parkinson's disease. Those microdosing psilocybin demonstrated greater improvements in mood, mental health, and psychomotor ability over the 1-month period compared to non-microdosing peers. Both groups completed the same assessments. So every once in a while, there's studies that come out that go mushrooms don't do anything, they're garbage. And then you got fucking mushrooms are gonna save the world, they're the best thing in the world. That's the camp I'm in. I'm in the camp that's there. Anyway, microdosing specifically is a hot topic. Every time microdosing is in the news, I try to cover it because one, I like mushrooms, except they're bad for you because they're illegal. But they're illegal. Anyway, but every once in a while there's studies that come out say microdosing doesn't do anything, the experts weigh in. And then there's studies that come out, oh, actually, they do something. Now, one of my things is, let's assume, first of all, microdosing. What the fuck does that even mean? Right? What is a microdose? Is that 0.001 dried grams of mushroom? That's not, you know what I mean? So microdosing, we don't have a really defined term. For me, microdosing is taking a fifth of a dried gram or less. That to me, now that's enough for me to start feeling something, but it's not enough for me to start tripping like fucking Hank Hill in that episode of King of the Hill where he smokes a weed. But anyway, a lot of people, they say microdosing is super, super small amounts. I don't know, what the fuck. Anyway, let's assume microdosing is a placebo effect, right? It doesn't actually do anything, but it makes you think that you're going to have positive results, and therefore you have positive results. That's a win. As far as I'm concerned, that's a win. And so even if it is a placebo effect, I don't care. That being said, I am under the impression from personal experience, as well as reading many, many studies. I try to read every different perspective that I can on the subject. And from personal experience, as well as my culmination of research, I have deduced that microdosing is not just a placebo. It is actually really cool. But it's illegal, so don't do that. But once again, there are several cities and the entire state of Oregon in the United States where you can do that, and it's not illegal, and you can look that up online. But anyway, let's get back into this. This is the largest longitudinal study of this kind to date of microdosing psilocybin, and one of the few studies to engage a control group, says Dr. Welsh, who teaches that our findings of improved mood and reduced symptoms of depression, anxiety, and stress add to the growing conversation about the therapeutic benefit of microdosing. Potential, rather. Large doses of psychedelic psilocybin mushrooms have a long history of use among some indigenous peoples. They are prized by some in Western culture for the psychedelic effects, explains Dr. Welsh. They were also labeled an illicit substance during the American-led War on Drugs. Woo! However, recent interest has expanded from large-dose psychedelic use, known for creating dramatic alterations in mood and consciousness, to the potential therapeutic applications of smaller microdoses. These are amounts so small they minimally interfere with daily functioning. You can read more. You can also go to microdose.me if you'd like and check out their site. They've got they do user-submitted reports and stuff. But anyway, that's there you go. I mean, my opinion, I don't respect the law. I don't respect what the government has to say. The government tells me that we have clean water, and yet my water has chloroform, chlorine, and lead in it. So, I don't really trust my government and what it says is or is not healthy. Again, mushrooms as well as LSD and marijuana are Schedule 1 in the United States in the Controlled Substances Act. Of course, what does Schedule 1 mean? It has no medicinal use. And not even does it have no medicinal use, but it's not even worth studying any potential future medicinal use. That's what the government has to say about weed and mushrooms. I say the government doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Of course, you have to factor in the politics of the Controlled Substances Act. Why did this even start to exist? Well, the reason Richard Nixon, upon winning election, was like, oh shit, these motherfuckers aren't going to vote for me. These motherfuckers, who are that? Who are the motherfuckers talking about here? The hippies, right? Black people. And so what he did was he devised a way to legally erase these people's ability to vote via the 13th Amendment. Make them slaves, mass the prison industrial complex, strip people's right to vote by making them felons, and throwing them in jail. So once we analyze the political climate of why this drug law even exists in the first place, we can definitely pretty much see that, really the main answer is racism. And Richard Nixon did not like characters like Timothy Leary telling people to drop out of high school, which, hey, I'm just saying, maybe you should consider dropping out of high school. I'm just saying, throwing that out there. But anyway, so I view the law as non-existent. It's made up. It's Looney Tunes. It's just some stupid people living in a psychosis-induced realm. Maybe they did some of these drugs. Who knows? But either way, the idea that it's Schedule 1, no medicinal benefit or no theoretical medicinal benefit, I mean, that's so clearly, demonstrably untrue that I don't think anyone should respect those laws to begin with. That being said, it is illegal, and therefore it is really bad for you, unless you go to certain cities across the United States or the entire state of Oregon. Then it's not illegal, and then, hey, I don't know, maybe we're allowed to say different things. You know what I mean? Who knows? Anyway, there you go.